Heartbreaking story of the Ojibwe maiden, Wild Rose. They say she died mourning the loss of her lover who she helped get away from her tribe. He promised to return to get her, but sadly he never did. This is her story. The shores of Lake Nahibik was said to have good spirits who were good healers. The shore was walked upon by both the Ojibwe tribe and the Menominee tribe. The shore also had a glen that both tribes knew the location of. The glen was traveled to by warriors suffering from illnesses or battle wounds, and it is here that we meet the warrior who would become Wild Rose's beloved. The warrior was one of many sick and wounded warriors or villagers who traveled here to drink from the water. He was very feverish and had a wound that wouldn't heal. The warrior was drinking water when he heard the soothing, soft singing voice of Wild Rose. Her singing was coming from everywhere, but yet nowhere. Wild Rose's tribe ended up getting into an argument with the young warrior and his tribe. The warrior offered his life in exchange for letting his tribe go, which the chief accepted. And it was that night both Wild Rose and the warrior ended up falling in love. It gave Wild Rose the strength to stand before the chief, who was her father, and plead for her lover's life, which was ignored. On the day of the boy's death, Wild Rose awoke before dawn and stole quietly past the guards where her lover was held. He was shocked to see her there. He asked, "My love, what are you doing here? It is too dangerous. If your father sees you here, he will see it as an act of betrayal and have you killed as well." Wild Rose started cutting the ropes that bounded her lover's ankles and wrists. After she was done, she replied, "If I am caught helping the one I love to escape, then so be it. If he sentences me to death with you, then I'll be happy because I'm dying with you." They then kissed. After they escaped the village, they ended up at the river where a canoe was waiting for him. After he got into the canoe, Wild Rose told him to hurry and start rowing away. When he realized she was not going with him, he began to plead with her. "Please, my love, come with me. Leave your family and join my people. We will show you the love and respect that your family and tribe can never offer you. You will know no more war or cruelty." Although he had Wild Rose's heart and her love for him was confessed, he refused his entreaties. He knew her life belonged with her father and tribe. As he paddled away, he looked at her with sorrow and heartbreak in his eyes. His savior, his love. He kept looking until the fog covered her. As she watched her lover leave, she began a low and mournful chant, with her lips trembling with each note. Once the tribe and the chief found out that the brave had escaped, they knew it was Wild Rose. They found her on the beach. She stopped long enough to tell her father that she accepts any punishments that he wished upon her. The chief chose to beat her without mercy. Others suggested that that they see her punished by being forced to marry a warrior she showed a strong disdain for. She replied with, "I would rather die by jumping off of Mother Nature's cliff than live a life with a man I do not and will not ever love." Once they realized she was being honest, they left her alone, still to be beaten on an everyday basis by the village. During the evening, she would walk to the shore and sit under a giant oak tree and sing her mournful song until morning. She would do this every evening with each passing moon, until her voice grew hoarse and sorrowful, waiting for her lover to come back, but he never did. Wild Rose eventually passed away without a new husband or any children. They buried her underneath the giant oak tree where she often sat, waiting for the return of her love. Her mournful song never stopped. It is said that the old oak tree has absorbed her song and lets it out by the weeping of the branches, morning dew. The fir and pine joined in on the song as well. The eerie melody continued until the old oak tree was no more. The song has also been said to have given the spring in the glen the magic of new life when a person drinks from it. Her spirit watches the glen, and she will continue watching it for as long as her spirit lingers and her grave doesn't pass away.